So this is my 1985 Camaro Z28. It was going to be a drag car from my understanding. I don't know much history on it. It had a roll cage, which is all the steel sitting there, which I cut out and took it all out. You can see, if you look down in there, you can see the posts, and over here you can see the posts for the roll bar. The interior is pretty much gutted. There was no seats except for some plastic bucket seats that they got. You can see the back of one here, and then the other one is over here, and you can see it's one of these ones here. So I got to work and get those installed in there. The motor, from my understanding, now this is all just basically what I was told. It's small block 350 bored over, so it's a 355. Apparently it's got heads, cams, a bunch of work done to it. It's got some version or something of headers in here, I'm not sure what. It looks like it's got a quick fuel 650 on it. Car, and the car for most is in pretty good shape. Once I get the seat installed and I get it pulled out of the shop, I can take a bit of a better shot for you guys so that you guys can see what it looks like. The exhaust on this thing is real crazy. I don't know exactly what they were thinking, but it basically runs right down on this side here, and it comes all the way down here, and basically you can see it dumps out right there. So this thing is obnoxiously loud when you're running it. So I try not to run it too much in the shop for various reasons. But yeah, so basically what I'm looking to do tonight, while I got some time, is I need to get the seat mounted. So you can see that they have this piece here and these pieces, which were the base for the plastic bucket seats. So I need to get all this cut out. I need to get all these pieces cut out, and you can even see over there where they had the one seat belt bolted, that flat bar, which needs to be taken out. And yeah, so I'll get working on that. Once I get that all cleaned up, I'll bring you guys back and show you where I'm at and go from there. Well, I think for tonight I'm gonna leave some. I gotta leave some for another day. Gotta come back to it. You can see just how much things got ripped apart. I don't care too much about this upper or this front brace area. It's all going to be under carpet, and I'm going to be putting a piece of flat bar on there anyways. I don't care. But here's a good example of why, if you're going to have somebody do fabrication work for you, make sure that they know what they're doing or what they're supposed to be doing. Basically, they took this giant chunk here, and this was welded directly to the floor, which, I mean, if you're gonna weld stuff to the floor, it's just never gonna look well, and if it ever has to come out, it's just gonna be a giant pain anyways. So that's where I'm gonna leave off. I gotta get some steel so that I can patch up all them holes in the floor, and then from there I can go ahead and continue on getting the seats put in. So as a recap from last night, as it's a new day, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be fixing all these holes. And I think what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do this in a few different pieces. So I think for the first one, I'm going to basically cut here up like this. Cut that out and make that one. Here, I think I'm going to cut it out like this, because you can see it's all here, so I'll just cut it all back out here, like that. This one, just make a nice cut around it like so, and this one we'll just get a little piece cut out for here, like so. I also noticed in here, like down in this spot right here, there's a little hole right here. I'll weld that one. There's another one over here, and I'll weld that one up. And then I think that should take care of most of that tonight. So I'll cut all that out, and then I'll bring you guys back. So you guys still there? Good. Have a little talk. about frustration and obnoxious stuff. It's nothing bad. It's just, previously I was showing you what my plans were to do with this mess down here. You can see that I've made some improvements and I've made some headway, but it didn't come without a lot of pain and a lot of frustrations. So one of the things that was going on was that I wanted to keep the metal to be the same thickness as what was the floorboards. So that was roughly around 18 to 22 gauge. So I was deciding to go with 22 gauge to keep it relatively the same. The problem is that my welder, this guy here, has the ability to weld that, but at the time I wasn't using flex core. Flex core unfortunately was not working, so I had to go out and I picked up a bottle so I could switch from MIG, or using MIG, but switching from flux to gas. And when I switched over to using gas, it worked a lot better and was not giving me nearly as much problems and as much headaches and troubles. But with that said, after I had everything welded, what I kept finding was that, you know, you have all the adjustments of gas level and, you know, wire speed and voltage control and making sure everything was good. And unfortunately, it was still causing me some grief. But as you can see, this is where I'm at. Now, unfortunately, one of the things is that I decided to put a coating on it, but I don't like how it works. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be stripping off the coating that's on there, and I'm going back down to bare metal, and I'm going to work on it better and properly. So what I'm going to do for the next little while is I'm going to get the coating off. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to finish welding that little piece that you can still see is missing, and once I've done that, then I will bring you guys back. So we got a little bit more done. Got that hole all filled in. Got that little spot, which is going to get that big spot there filled in. And once we get that, and we get that little guy, and we got little touch-ups like down here. It's a little soft still, so I'll probably fill that and just a couple of those little spots in. And I think from there, we'll just go ahead and throw some Bondo down on that, and then we'll give it a coat of paint, and then we'll let it sit and dry, and then go from there. I will say that if anybody is listening who makes these panels for these cars, you can buy the entire floor pan. It would be really nice if you can just get like this little tiny piece right in here for situations like this. Trying to build shape all these little dips and bumps and all that stuff in there. It's probably been the hardest thing, and one of the biggest challenges of doing this is just because of the fact that if you don't, when you're doing it, if you don't get the curves right, then it doesn't weld very well. And of course, when you're welding, you know, you run into the issue where if you got too many gaps, then, you know, you run into spots or you run into issues where you just simply can't do a good weld. So I'm going to finish up those last two little spots, and then I'll bring you guys back. So here we are. Floor's patched. Yes, my welds suck, but I didn't enjoy doing this. So it's going to be some Bondo, some seam sealer, and whatever I can do to just clean this up. It's going to be under carpet. Nobody's going to be able to see. I'm going to put sound deadening down, so who cares? At this point, I'm just going to be doing the Bondo, doing the seam sealer, and throwing some primer on it. And once I have that done, then I'll bring you guys back and see that finished. So last night, after I was done uploading the footage and sort of reviewing what I had taken a video of, I realized that one of the things that I had said was that I was going to put Bondo in the car. I realized while I was editing that, the word Bondo can mean many, many things. So I just want to kind of touch base on that. When I said Bondo, I was referring to what they call short hair reinforced resin. What this basically is, it's Bondo in this sense, but it's more fiberglass based, so it's more structure and it's thicker and it adds more strength and rigidity. And I figured with the amount of welding I had done, all the holes, and how it may have made the metal a bit weaker, I figured I would use that instead. And this is what I was basically talking about. You can see here how it's called Bondo, but you can see it's called Bondo glass, and you can see that it says fiberglass reinforced filler. And basically, it mixes the same. You basically scoop it out, add a bit of hardener into it, mix it up, and then apply it just like you would normal Bondo. And then when it's done, it basically dries into this, and it's basically it's almost like a brown green, but you can see it's very, very stiff and very, very hard. And the nice thing is that it's just it can be sanded just like everything else. So what I'm going to be doing tonight is, since I've been doing this for a bit, I got a bit of a mess that I need to clean up. So I'm going to clean up that mess, and then I'm going to get to work on sort of sanding down inside the car, getting that all smoothed out, painting it or priming it, and getting that all finished. And then once I've done that, then I'll go ahead and start working on the seat. That'll be another video, so that you can kind of see how I'm going to be working on that, and then we'll go from there. So I'll clean up, I'll get you guys situated, show you guys what I'm working on, where I'll be working on, and once I'm ready to work, we'll start there in a bit. Got the floor all nice and cleaned. Be able to move around in here again, so that's nice. That's all the metal that came out of this car for the cage. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's a lot of good long tubing. I might be able to do something like make a front brace or a steering box brace or whatever it is, but we'll see. Got all the inside all cleaned up, so now it's going to be time to take my trusty sander. It's going to be time to basically sand out this floor. So I'm just going to set you guys up here, allow you guys to just kind of see what's going on. So I think I'm going to let that dry. Once it's dry, I'm pretty much going to be done with it. I'll leave it as it is. I do plan on putting down carpet in this car. I also do plan on putting down sound deadening down there as well. So for me, for now, I don't see any issues with this. I think it'll be fine. All the holes are welded up. It's bondoed. It's self-etched. It's painted. So I think for now I'm just going to leave that as it is. I think from here, I think I'm going to end this video here. And basically from here, I'm going to wait for this to dry. And once it's dry, then I will be coming back to do the fabrication on the seat rails, the seat mounts, getting that all configured, all that set up. But I'm going to do that in a different video. Maybe call this one part 1, part 2, part 1 of 2, another one will be part 2 of 2. I'm not sure, but as it is now, that's it for doing this. The other side, unfortunately, is going to be sort of the same situation. You can see like there's the big metal bracket in there, the seat harness. All of that's going to have to come out as well. But if you do one side, I'm not going to make you guys sit through and watch me do another side and go through all that again. So I'll get that all cleaned out and get the rust going. But for now, I think we're going to call it on this. We're going to leave it as it is. We're going to let it dry, let it do its stuff, and then we'll see you back in the videos that are to come. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.